Hello and welcome to a brand new video of mine. Thank you for joining me again. This is Kringle Talks Football. I'm Miss CJ Wright. Before I go any further, before I do anything else, if you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I upload a video, you'll be notified. Follow me on Twitter as well, at Miss CJ Wright. This is a new sort of format I'm going to do now for the preview to Arsenal vs Crystal Palace, coming this Thursday 14th. So start off with a bit of injury news, my predicted lineup, how I feel we're going to go, any performances that I'm expecting from players this week, and form coming into it from both teams, and then a bit of a closing statement as well, and how I feel it's going to go. I'm also going to have a bit of an insight from a Palace fan who's a friend of mine. If you follow me on my previous ventures, you'll recognise his voice at some point. So let's get into it. Let's do it. So, injury news going into it. Gabriel Martinelli is the only sort of doubt going into it still, after he picked up the ankle injury in the warm-up against Newcastle in the FA Cup. He's had a test this morning, and Mikel Arteta didn't really give too much away as whether he'll be fit or not. They're going to do some more tests on him to see how he reacts to it and how he fares with it. And I think, the likes of Thomas Partey will be coming back into the squad, so that's a big plus for us. That's a big bonus. We'll be able to, hopefully, either he'll start or he'll come off the bench and maybe get a bit of momentum in. Other than that, no new injury news. All the players who played against Newcastle are still fit and ready to go. Hopefully the likes of Tierney, Aubameyang, who played 120 minutes, should be alright. And then you've got the likes of Saka, Granit Xhaka, Laka, who all came on during the game, and Emile Smith-Rowe as well, who all came on during the game, who will probably play and probably feature at some point. And then you've got obviously the other guys like Holding, like Bellerin, and I think Gabriel is also back. So we've got some positive news coming into it. Arteta did his press conference today as well, speaking about the need possibly for another goalkeeper coming in. So I've spoken in the past about Alex Runarsson, how he was supposed to be third choice goalkeeper anyway. And it looks as if Arsenal might be pushing their efforts to sign a backup goalkeeper, number 2, probably on loan. More than likely it'll be like your sort of Rob Green type figure, like 38-year-old, just come in and sit on the bench. Hopefully won't have to be called into action. So the injury news on that front, thankfully, we've got relatively clean slate other than Gabriel Martinelli. So my predicted lineup, to be fair, is probably the same team that started against West Brom. I think, as well as David Luiz played against Newcastle, I think Rob Holding will come back in. So you've got a team of Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Pablo Mari and Kieran Tierney. My thing is, I don't think you should touch that back line as much. We've conceded 1 goal in 3 games now. Well, 4 games actually. We've conceded 1 goal in 4 games. Obviously the lineup weren't the same, but 2 out of those 4 were playing against Newcastle. And then I think a midfield 2, I think we'll play on Nenny and Xhaka. Even though Partey's back, I think we'll ease him into it. And there's no urgent need to bring him back, if I'm honest, the way we've been playing. And then a front 3 of Saka, Smith-Rowe and then Aubameyang, and then Lacazette up front. So I think that will be the way to go forward with the lineup, and I think it's a pretty straightforward one. Sort of lends itself to it, so I'm expecting that. Expected big performances from any which player. I think you've only got to look at Smith-Rowe and Saka again and assume that they're going to have a big impact. And if they blend in well again with Lacazette, then the 3 of them together could create their own little team which takes on Palace on Wednesday night. So I think you're looking at it from that point of view, where the 3 of them have contributed so heavily. They contributed to the first goal against Newcastle. They contributed more than one of the goals against West Brom. I think, 2 of them were scored by Lacazette. One of them was scored by Saka, and in that move, Smith-Rowe and Lacazette was involved anyway. So you've only got to look at the fact that the 3 of them were involved throughout most of it, and again against Chelsea as well. So the 3 of them are very, very vital to this team right now. So I think you can't overlook or underestimate those 3 as a trio. And I think Aubameyang, that goal against Newcastle, hopefully gives him some confidence. I mentioned it in the review. after the Newcastle game, where I said, look, it was nice to see him get inside the box. Usually against like the West Brom, he hung back and stood on the edge of the 18-yard box. At least this time he's actually getting into that 6-yard box, making those runs. So I'm expecting a performance from Saka, from Smith Rowe, and from Lacazette, and I'm hoping we get one from Aubameyang as well. So the form going into it, like I said, obviously Arsenal, 4 wins out of 4 in all competitions. 3 in the Premier League. We conceded 1 goal. We scored 8 goals. Palace, they beat Sheffield United 2-0 at home last Saturday gone, but before that they hadn't won a game since the 6th of December. So, that game against Sheffield United, obviously, you can take into some potential form going into that, but it's against Sheffield United. Sheffield United haven't won a game at all this season in the Premier League, so you can only read so much into it. So it's always going to be a tough game anyway against Crystal Palace at home. I feel the likes of Zaha and probably Eze will step up their game this week. Guaita always seems to have a very good game against us as well, and I think they're unbeaten in their last 2 or 3 games against us anyway, so there's not much to really look at and say, well, Arsenal are the form team against Palace going into that, because we're really not. So we're going to listen to a little bit of a word of note from my friend who's a Palace fan, and if you don't know who he is Zak Ooze. You can follow him at Zak Ooze on Twitter and everywhere else. He heavily featured on the old podcast that I used to do, Free Kicks podcast. I'm going to do a review with him this week on Kringle Talks Football, so let's get into listen to what he has to say.
Hello everyone, Zach here. You can follow me at Zak Ooze on Twitter. I'm just going to give you a quick intro into the Palace predicted lineup and score. My predicted lineup is Guaita in goal, Joel Ward right back, Tompkins and Kouyaté centre back, Tyrick Mitchell left back, 4 in the middle. On the left, I think Patrick Van Aanholt, given Schlupp's injury. In the middle, I think he'll go for Milivojevic and MacArthur, but I really hope he chooses Riederwald. On the right, I think Andros Townsend, give it a bit of energy to match Kieran Tierney's energy. And then up front, definitely Wilfried Zaha, who we missed not having for the majority of the Wolves game. And then alongside him will be Christian Benteke. They've been working really well as a partnership together. Looking forward to the game. I think it'll be low scoring. I could easily see it being a 0-0. But I think we haven't really kept many clean sheets this year. And I think we might be able to catch Arsenal on the counter. So I'm going 1-1 Palace, Zaha to open the scoring, and Lacazette to equalise in the second half.
Cool, thank you for that, Zach. I appreciate that. So going into the game against Palace at home, I think it's a game we can win, definitely. The form we're going into it, the way we're playing, Saka, Smith Rowe, Lacazette, like I mentioned earlier in the video, the 3 of them linking up really well, and what they can offer us. I think it's got an Arsenal win written over it. I don't know how convincing or potentially banana skinny kind of the way we're going about it, but we can definitely win this game. I'm going to predict Arsenal win 3-1. I'm going to go with Lacazette with 2 goals, and I'm going to say Aubameyang with a 3rd. For some reason I'm looking at penalty in there somewhere. So Arsenal 3-1 at home going into the game against Newcastle, give us a bit more confidence as well. And listen, like I said at the very start of the video, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. Follow me on Twitter as well, I'm CJ Wright. If you're new to Twitch as well, follow me on Twitch as well, Kringle Talks Football. I want to get a bit of a gathering going before I start doing some streaming. I'm going to do some streaming with FIFA as well as the YouTube videos and sort of watch alongs if I can. It's quite tight at the moment. I'm in a 1-bed flat, so it's a bit of a difficulty doing it. So we're going to do what we can when we can. So if you're new to all of those and you like what you hear, please subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, etc, etc. If you like your formats on audio format only, please follow me at Kringle Talks Football on all formats. The links are in the description below. So you've got Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, wherever you get your podcasts, really, you can find me there. Like I said, I'm going to have a review with my mate Zak Ooze after that on the podcast. So guys, check it out, and until next time, up the Gunners, hoping for a 3-1 win. Let's do it.